Hello, welcome to West Anime Sims. My name is Kelvin and how are you doing? And we are going to travel around the world with The Sims 2. This time the destination is in Brazil and I'm going to build a favela. So according to Wikipedia, a favela is a type of slum in Brazil that has experienced historical governmental neglect. Now, building this style does not mean I'm going to romanticize that people live in favela in, but is to show that people have been trying to make do of whatever they have despite they are not favored, they are not being taken care of by the government. Yeah, as well as some culture has been emerged out of this community. So this is just a visual representation of in the game how favelas look like. So I've done a little bit of a visual research and also read up a bit about favelas and also watch a little bit of documentaries about the culture behind it. So basically the first part of the build is to raise the terrain hilltop because mainly favelas are built on the hillside, so definitely it takes a long time to make a flat plot into a hillside slope. Also, I put in some steps so that Sims can go up along the hill and also put in the foundations on where the building is going to be. I'm going to build a 4-unit apartment, so it's going to be an apartment lot Sims can rent. And also I put in some parks and also some hangout community areas so that Sims can mingle around with their neighbors within this lot. Also, the music is from the Sims 2 salsa music station. I know it is not exactly Brazilian music, but it does kind of fitting for a Latin American country to be represented by Latin music, so that's the closest I can get getting music of this regional style for the Sims series. After I done the terrain levels, when I watched back the video, I still feel the hill wasn't that high up. It was a low hill instead of a very steep hill. But that's okay, I learned by experience to raise it even more next time. But even so, if your sim is at the top of the plot here, it take quite a while to get down from this hill. Plus the amount of stairs here is insane. Moving on, I'm going to build all the houses in the favela. So basically, the houses are not very big. So there are essentially 4 tiny living houses within the same lot. So I also built some buildings for hangout areas. One of it, I'm using column fences to build like a barbecue area later on recently. So the first house, which has at the lowest end of the hill, will be like a trailer park style container house. It's going to have one sim who lives alone but has a dog. So I have all the furnishings are on the cheaper side. Actually, almost all of them have been very cheap furniture. Unfortunately, I don't have much items that are representative of Brazilian or even Latin American culture. So it is basically a not very good representation of what Brazilian favela actually looks like, but essentially there are definitely very cheap beds, worn out sofas, and also very cheap counters and a worn out refrigerator for almost every house in this favela. For the park, I have some playground items. So I also recolored the playground items to be a little more on the duller side, so it shouldn't be too vibrant, because this neighborhood isn't meant to be rich and fancy in the first place. So there are items for kids to play with. I sectioned into two different playgrounds. So the monkey bars, slide, and the merry-go-round go to the lower end of the playground, and on the upper end of the playground we have a swing set and also the jungle gym tower. Is really amazing, because imagine your kids climb all the way up to the hill and also have to climb all the way up to the jungle gym. From lookout point, it looks really amazing. So next is the barbecue area. So I have a barbecue pit and some seating and tables under a shed. I also add a basketball hoop so that Sims can actually play some basketball around this lot. For the roofing, I definitely opt for the weathered zinc roof because it is much more suitable compared to the rest of the roof textures. So as a variety of roofs I use within this build, some of them are hip roofs, some of them gable roofs, and most of them I use shed roofs, and two of the units actually have flat roof. So it gives a bit of sense of variety in this build, because it's not supposed to be consistent, they all mix and match. So the second house will be a green themed house. So basically all the furnishing will be based on green, white, and light blue. So there's a YouTuber called Rakowski. He doesn't like green bathrooms. He made a lot of videos reviewing Sims 3 houses, so you can check it out. He has a trend that he doesn't really like green bathrooms. I do agree they are not pleasing to the eye. I've never seen a green bathroom in real life at all. So actually I put a green bathroom there to see if Rakowski ever watches this video, he'll say something about this. And yes, this house will be lived by a young couple who is very artistic. So there's a lot of art going on in the house as well, and also has a lot of paint splashes and very messy looking furnishing around this house as well. So behind the greenhouse will be another hangout area. I put a TV and with a sofa, as well as a poker table with some chairs. So in this lot, not everyone owns a TV, so definitely have a place to watch TV with their neighbors is actually pretty interesting, and also they can hang out and play some cards. So this third house will be the more on the yellow theme. So I have unfinished walls with wood, and also this house will have a couple with a young toddler. So basically, the toddler room will be the nicest one in the house, with all the essentials of the toddler room, nursery, and also all the furnishings will still be on the cheaper side for this whole house. It seems like this will be the larger one among this whole lot. And upstairs I actually added one bathroom, but I think I want to remove it because I don't think this family needs bath. So I'm going to remove it after the rebuild. So you may or may not notice by now, I basically based this whole build on three main colors: yellow, green, and blue. So these three colors are basically the colors you can find in the Brazilian national flag. So the final house right on top of the hill will be majorly blue theme. This one with a family having 3 kids, 1 teenager and 2 children. So this is going to be a really large family cramped in a not so big house. So basically a lot of things they have shared. I don't think I put in a living room. This house. Yeah, this one. They also share only 1 bathroom. So it's going to be a very challenging house to live in with multiple sims. And right beside them is just a playground. So I think this is a really good fit for a house with a lot of kids renting there. Moving on to lighting, so I opt for really cheap street lamps and little bits of lighting here and there. Although in real life, I don't think favelas are really well lit like in The Sims. So I just put in anywhere that I can put up nicely. And also added some little bits of decor so it won't look as dull. But still, decorations in this whole lot will be very on the cheap side. So none of them are over 500 or even 300 ins. and also landscaping. So I opt for banana trees other than the regular birch trees, and also some palm trees to give a feel of this is not a very Northern American or European style kind of feel. So it's more on the tropical side, and also I have to do a lot of terrain paint so to make less lush and green. So there's a lot of dirt, a lot of soil terrain painted all around the pathways, and also I removed the basketball court lines to have a pavement painted on it. This looks a bit more realistic than the actual proper court. Okay, we are reaching the end of our speed build of Brazilian Favela. Obviously, I have a lot more things I want to change in this speed build after I'm recording this. So you will expect to see a little bit changes in the screenshot and also the pictures that I will be uploading in my thumbnail. So what do you think about this build? Leave me a comment and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to West Anime Sims for updates on retro Sims content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!